So is it possible to become a millionaire on a low salary in Australia? Short answer, yes, absolutely. With a bit of work, of course. In this video, I'll show you exactly how everyday Aussies earning 60k, 50k, even less are building 7-figure wealth without ever cracking a 6-figure salary. It's not about being lucky, it's about having a plan, starting early, and staying consistent. Let's get straight into it. Part 1, the mindset shift. Before we even talk about numbers, investing, or savings accounts, we need to talk about mindset, because how you think about money is the foundation of whether or not you'll ever build real wealth, especially in Australia where cost of living is high, housing feels out of reach, and a lot of people feel like they're stuck just surviving. The old way of thinking. Let's be honest, a lot of us were raised with ideas like, you have to work until you're 65 to retire. Only rich people invest in the stock market. I'll never get ahead unless I win the lotto or get a huge pay rise. I'm bad with money, I just wasn't born with a finance gene. This kind of thinking is everywhere, and it's dangerous. Because the truth is, wealth isn't built by luck or income alone. It's built by your decisions, repeated over time. The millionaire mindset shift. Here's the shift that changes everything. Instead of thinking, I don't earn enough to save, think, I can always find ways to keep more of what I earn. Instead of thinking, investing is too risky for someone like me, think, not investing is the bigger risk, especially with inflation. Instead of thinking, I'll never be rich, think, I can become wealthy by being consistent with small actions. Most self-made millionaires didn't get there from a massive inheritance or getting lucky with crypto. They got there by doing 3 things. 1. Living below their means. 2. Investing early and consistently. And 3. Thinking long-term when everyone else was chasing short-term thrills. Here's how you reframe what rich looks like. We've been sold this idea that wealth means driving a luxury car, having a fancy house, and going on Bali holidays twice a year. But true wealth is not how you look on the outside. It's peace of mind. It's being able to sleep at night knowing you're not drowning in debt. It's freedom to take a year off, switch careers, or say no to a job you hate. That starts with mindset. Here's the truth. You don't have to be perfect with money. You just have to believe that change is possible and you're in control. That belief alone puts you ahead of most people. Because once you shift your mindset, everything else becomes easier. Saving, investing, earning more, building long-term wealth, and the best part, you don't need to wait until you're earning 6 figures. You can start building that wealth mindset right now on whatever income you've got. Part 2, your savings rate is your superpower. Alright, let's talk about one of the most underrated tools in your wealth building toolkit, your savings rate. Because it's not how much you earn that makes you wealthy, it's how much you keep and what you do with it. So what is a savings rate? Your savings rate is the percentage of your income that you save or invest instead of spend. So if you earn 60k a year and you save 12k, your savings rate is 20%. The higher your savings rate, the faster you can build wealth and even reach financial freedom. And this is especially important if you're not earning a high income. Because even with modest earnings, you can still get ahead by being intentional with your money. Here's a real life example. Jerry is a 23-year-old apprentice carpenter from Newcastle. He earns around $52,000 a year. He's not living large, but here's what he does differently. He lives at home, drives a reliable old car, packs his lunch, doesn't upgrade his phone every year. Because of that, he manages to save $1,000 per month, which is a 23% savings rate. After just 3 years, Jerry saved over 36k, which he used to invest in some ETFs that tracked an index fund. At this rate, he's on track to hit 6 figures by age 28, all without earning more than the average. Why this works and the maths behind it. Let's say you save 10% of your income. It'll take you roughly 51 years to replace your current salary with investment income. But if you save 25%, it may take you roughly 32 years. Increase that to 40% and it will only take 22 years. And 50% will only take 17 years. So every extra dollar you save buys you time. That's your real wealth, the freedom to work less, stress less, or retire early if you want to. Don't feel discouraged if you can't save a huge amount right now. At the start, it's about building the habit. Even saving $500 per month and consistently investing with an average annual return of 8% could potentially turn into $275k in 20 years. And if you bump that up to $1,000 per month, it could be $550k. That's the power of pairing your savings rate with time and investing consistently. Forget flashy new phones, upgrading your car every 3 years, or blowing your entire paycheck on a Friday night out. Instead, track your expenses, cut what doesn't matter, and funnel the rest into appreciating assets, like index funds or ETFs. Which brings me to my next point. Part 3. Investing is non-negotiable. Let's be real for a second. If you want to become a millionaire in Australia while earning a lower income, investing into appreciating assets is non-negotiable. Why? Because savings alone won't cut it. If you're lucky, you may be getting around 5% in interest by parking your savings in your bank account. However, inflation eats away at your cash over time. Historically, inflation in Australia is often close to or higher than the savings account interest rates. This means your purchasing power doesn't grow much, and sometimes even goes backwards. And unless your salary suddenly triples overnight, which let's be honest, probably won't happen, the only way to build serious wealth is to make your money work harder than you do. That's where the stock market, and more importantly, compound interest comes in. Historically, the stock market has returned an average annual return of 8 to 10% over the long term. So here's an example. Let's say you invest 5k into an ETF that tracks an index fund with an assumed average annual return of 8%. After 10 years, that's over 10k. After 20 years, that's over 23k. After 30 years, it's over 50k. Pretty cool, right? Now imagine you add just $500 per month to that. Over 30 years, that turns into around 730k. And the cool part is, most of the gains were made from the investment growing over time. You only contributed around 180k, but you gained 545k. That's without any huge pay rises, without picking stocks, and without timing the market. You just consistently invested and let compound interest do the heavy lifting. Feel free to play around with this calculator. Why time matters more than timing. Here's another important fact. The earlier you start, the more powerful compounding becomes. A 25-year-old who invests $500 per month for 10 years then stops will have more money at age 60 than a 35-year-old who invests $500 per month for 25 years. Why? Because the first person gave their investment more time to grow. And that's the part that most people miss. So think about that stat if you let another day go without investing. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start as early as possible and stay consistent. And if you're looking for a reliable and affordable investing platform to start your investing journey today, check out the Moomoo app. This is the platform I'm currently using to do my investing, since they tick a few important boxes that I look for in an online broker. 1. They're CHESS sponsored, which means the Australian shares you buy through this app are registered directly under your name on the ASX. This provides better security as no one can dispute who the shares belong to in the future. Not all online brokers offer this feature. Some keep your shares under the broker's name. 2. They charge very low brokerage fees, just $3 minimum per trade for Australian stocks and only 99 cents minimum per trade for US stocks. This is one of the lowest rates available in Australia. And 3. They have an auto invest function that automatically buys your favorite stocks or ETFs at regular intervals, either fortnightly or monthly. This is ideal for beginners who want to automate their investments. You can simply set it up once and let the app do its thing for you. If you're interested, they currently have some nice sign-up bonuses. If you sign up using the link in the description, you'll receive up to 30 free fractional shares when you make a qualified deposit, plus 8 more if you share a post on social media. You just have to keep a minimum account balance for 30 days. You'll also get $0 brokerage on Aussie and US shares for 30 days. So that's free brokerage for a month for you to try out the app for free. And if you don't like it after trying for 30 days, no worries, you can simply walk away and keep the free stocks. No hard feelings. I mean, that's a pretty sweet deal. Please note, terms and conditions do apply, so make sure you read them before proceeding. I'm not sure how long this offer will last, so if you're interested, use the link down below to sign up and claim all the free rewards on screen. Enjoy. Part 4. Increase your income, even if it's small. Now, let's talk about income. Yes, you can build wealth by saving and investing on a modest salary. But if you want to accelerate the journey, one of the most powerful things you can do is find ways to increase your income, even just a little bit. And no, I'm not talking about quitting your job and starting a startup. I'm talking about simple, low barrier ways to bring in an extra $100, $200, maybe $500 a month. That might not sound like much, but when you're investing consistently, these little amounts stack up fast. Let's run the numbers. Extra $100 per week equals $5,200 per year. Invested at 8% for 20 years equals $230,000 plus. Remember, that's only your side income, and that's on top of what you're already investing in. And that's just one small extra income stream. The goal isn't to hustle 24/7. It's to create breathing room in your budget so you can invest more, pay off debt faster, and build wealth with less stress. For example, our friend Harley works full-time at a car dealership in Brisbane, earning about 60k. He was scraping by until he started doing side work on weekends. Oil changes, minor repairs, a few mobile callouts. He made an extra $300 per week on average. Now he's investing that money into a mix of ETFs. In just 2 years, he's built up $28,000 in investments, all from work he used to think he didn't have time for. You don't need to launch a startup or become an influencer. In today's internet age, there are no shortage of side hustles you can try. My advice is to find something you're really good at, maybe better than the average person, and monetize it. Like our friend Harley, he knew more about cars than the average person, so he leveraged his skills to make some extra bucks. Here's a few random ideas I'll quickly run through. Tutoring either in person or online. So if you're good at maths, English, languages, even basic computer skills. Freelancing online. Things like video editing, ghostwriting, design, admin tasks, and social media management. These are some very popular side hustle jobs these days. Coaching. Maybe you're good at sports or music. Perhaps you play an instrument that you can teach someone. Or fitness. You can become a personal trainer at the gym. Airtasker. Helping people move, assembling furniture, and maybe some gardening. You have pet sitting or dog walking, which is quite popular these days. You can do Uber Eats if you have a car. Babysitting or elder care, which is still a high demand role in Australia. Selling digital products like Canva templates, Notion dashboards, or budget trackers. You can create a blog, YouTube channel, or Instagram page about something you enjoy. Or you can try flipping items from eBay, Gumtree, or Facebook Marketplace. You don't need to make thousands overnight, just start small. As we saw in the previous example, even $50 to $100 per week consistently invested can add up to hundreds of thousands over time thanks to compound interest. Let's say you manage to add $200 per week, which by the way is very achievable with some of the mentioned side hustles. That's 10.4k a year. Now imagine you invested that too. Over 20 years at 8%, that's worth almost $500,000. And this is just from your extra side hustle money. So in summary, focus on increasing your income, then invest as early and as much as possible. This is your straightforward path to becoming a millionaire in Australia, even on a low salary. Part 5, the live like you're broke phase. Here's something most people don't want to hear. If you want to build wealth fast, especially on a lower income, you're going to have to live like you're broke, at least for a while. And no, I don't mean skipping every coffee or living off tuna and rice. I'm talking about cutting the fat, not the joy. It's a season of your life, not the rest of your life. What living broke doesn't mean. You don't have to wear $3 Kmart thongs for the next decade. You don't need to eat instant noodle every night, although that does sound pretty good, minus all the bad preservatives of course. And no, you don't have to turn into that person who never goes out with their friends or family. What it does mean is this. 1. Living below your means, way below if you can. 2. Delaying upgrades, your car, your phone, and your home. And 3. Prioritizing saving and investing over looking rich. If you can live like you're broke while you build and invest a gap, you fast track your journey to financial freedom. It's like putting in the hard yards now so the future you can relax later on. 10 years of smart, disciplined choices can set you up for a lifetime of options. Here's what most Aussies can easily cut back without feeling like they're suffering. Housing. This is one area you can dramatically cut costs. Consider sharing housing longer, so stay at your parents if you can, renting modestly, or house hacking. Also consider moving to a cheaper state, city, or town to keep costs down. This is an underrated strategy that many people overlook or don't even consider, but it could make a difference. Cars. Buy used, keep it for 10 plus years, and avoid card loans like the plague. Food. Don't just buy lunch every day. Try to meal prep, cook more, and eat out strategically, not by default. Tech. Keep your phone until it actually dies, not just when the new model is released. For example, I only upgrade my iPhone every 5 years or when it's really slowed down. Shopping. Do so mindfully. Only shop for necessities. Think to yourself, is it a need or a want? Make a rule to delay non-essential purchases for 30 days. See if you still want it after that. Chances are, you probably don't. Streaming services. Do you really need 5 subscriptions at once? I've been guilty of this myself in the past, sometimes going almost a year without using some of them because I always defaulted to just one. These are some little things you can do to live broke this season of your life. This phase is not glamorous, your mates might not get it, your lifestyle might look boring on Instagram, but while everyone else is flexing their afterpay purchases and upgrading their car every 3 years, you're building real freedom. So wear that $12 Kmart hoodie with pride. Drive the 2010 Corolla like it's a Tesla. And remember, you're not behind. You're exactly where you need to be, building quietly. And future you is gonna be so glad you did. Look, becoming a millionaire on a low salary isn't easy, but it's 100% possible. And more importantly, it's worth it. You don't need to win the lotto. You don't need rich parents. You don't even need to be a crypto bro in a suit. What you do need is a plan, some patience, and the willingness to live a little differently from everyone else for a while. When you consistently save, invest, and stay focused, even on a modest income, those small decisions start to snowball. And yes, that's compound interest working quietly in the background, turning your boring $500 monthly investments into something massive over time. It's not flashy, it's not overnight, but it's real, and it works. So don't worry if your progress feels slow, just keep showing up, keep learning, and keep building. Every sacrifice you make now is building a version of you that wakes up one day and says, I'm free, I did this. So start today, even if it's throwing a few $100s into an ETF, or saying no to one thing you don't need. Your $1 million future starts with that first small move. You got this. And quick disclaimer, this video is for educational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. Please remember that investing involves risk and past performances does not guarantee future results. Please always do your own research. And if you would like financial advice, please go speak to a professional. By the way, if you're enjoying this video and made it this far, comment the words millionaire down below so I know who you are. And so you can come back to this video one day once you've succeeded. And if you're new around here, what are you waiting for, mate? Hit the subscribe button and join this awesome community of like-minded people. Also, please consider signing up for my free newsletter, Aussie Money Club, where once a week I'll send you some money tips, major news in the market, or any cool updates from me. And if you want to learn how to invest this year to start your millionaire journey, check out this video on screen where I'll show you a beginner's guide on how to start investing in Australia. And as always, thank you for watching, I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next video.